Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Minty, and this is episode 47 of the Battleship Brawl Season 5 tournament. This episode we've got the Spirit of an Era by Drew going up against the Polaris by Delta Force. Go ahead and get the camera in position, and we'll get right to it, see how this fight goes. Polaris, the cargo ship of doom. Launching its Seeking Mortar Barrage. Hit from the Spirit's guns there. Didn't really do anything. They came in at a shallow angle. Didn't get much of a penetration. Polaris kind of turning into this one. But they hit the top, so nothing major there. And now the first mortar strike. Blowing some big holes in the Spirit there. The Spirit took it okay though. This gun even took a direct hit and is still functional. There are more coming. That rain is not gonna stop. Polaris is definitely aiming to burn out, just utterly annihilate its opponent as usual. It's like that first barrage takes a while to get there, but once it does, it's just rain of shells. This turret took a bunch of shots right to the top, and it's doing fine. I mean, there's some barrel shear, but that's not a huge issue on the Spirit. Spirit's weathering this barrage pretty well, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it is down to 90% HP, but it hasn't lost anything critical yet. Granted, I just said that, and now there's going to be a destroyed turret as soon as the smoke clears. Oh, well, a barrel got destroyed. Oh, and this one... Okay, that entire turret has been disabled. Yep, exactly what I said. The issue is the Polaris has, tons of materials and capability for repair too. But man, do those guns get deep from the Spirit. Managed to take down these guns. Those are disabled. More and more coming in. But as the distance closes, I think they spend more and more time in the air because they have to fire higher and higher arcs. So the closer you are to the Polaris, the less DPS it has. And the more effective your DPS is going to be, if you're using conventional guns anyway. Well, I guess if you get too close, then you have that happen with water skipping and the shells bounce right over the deck. But if those shells can land, if they don't skip over the deck, which they're skip off the water, which they're doing quite a lot of. Like, the Spirit's guns have a lot of penetration, man, but they are just the bouncing. The water ricochets. Spirit is not getting lucky with those. Yeah, see, those shells can get in deep. I think those can actually reach the guns of the Polaris, when it's broadside anyway. They have to actually hit and not bounce over. Maybe not. Maybe they can't reach it. Not with one barrage anyway. Oh, looks like the Spirit lost its stern, and with it all of its propellers. But the vast majority of its guns are still functional. It has lost a total of 5 out of 16 guns. It has 11 functional weapons after 3 minutes of bombardment from the Polaris. Well, that might have just changed with that shell hit. Let's see. If the smoke didn't take 3 years to evaporate. Nope, no, all 4 of those barrels still functioning. Man, if it wasn't for the ridiculous water skipping mechanics, like, I think the Spirit would be doing significantly better than it is. I mean, it's not doing bad considering, you know, all things considered, but it could be doing so much better if its shells wouldn't bounce off the water. Man. Spirit's guns are holding up fairly well, but the hull is melting away pretty quickly. Oh, looks like this rear turret is either out of its firing arc or has been disabled. Not sure. It could be either or. Oh, the Spirit is actually kind of in danger of getting broken in half here. There's only a couple of beams holding her together. Oh, there's a shell going in that area. Did not break the Spirit's back, it seems. Oh, actually... Or is this connected? Oh, that's connected down there still. Oh, that is so close. There's a single stone beam holding the Spirit together. Not that it matters. The Spirit is now 2 damaged. And going to despawn. And there it goes. That's the end of round 1. So the Polaris survives with, what was it, 93.1? Yes. I looked at it and then immediately forgot the number because brain while you do this. All right. Polaris did a fair, the Spirit probably did one of the best jobs against the Polaris that we saw so far there. I'm not 100% sure, but well, we've only seen one other battle. The Polaris has only been in one other battle, so it's either the best job or the worst job. Those initial volleys are probably going to miss because the Polaris did do a pretty hard turn. Oh, it managed to clip the superstructure and the stern a little bit, it looks like. Oh, those shells missed. See, this is the critical time against the Polaris. You need to get some damage in and potentially knock out some of these guns before the volleys. Whoa, yeah, that was freaky. Before the volleys just land and continue to land and continue to land and continue to land. Polaris had guns firing all the way to the point where it despawned. So that's pretty impressive. Significant amount too, it barely lost any, really. Ooh, this gun got kind of hit kind of hard there. Oh, the center of the Polaris is pretty weak though. Like if it lands, the Spirit, if the Polaris lands a bunch of shells in the center here, that's probably its best chance to just break off, like just break the Spirit in half and really do some damage there. Oh, looks like more hits landing on turrets. This turret lost 3 of its 4 guns at the very least. And against the Polaris' DPS, it's not going to get a chance to repair them. Oh, and it looks like this one's been knocked out too. Polaris not getting as lucky with its guns this time around. Are there disabled barrels on this one? Well, there's at least 2 working. No, 3. 3 of them are still working. just seeing this coming down at you. Picking up speed and homing in and then just wham! And being down here and just seeing that coming in, just it's like, oh man. Well, I'm in danger. Oh man, the stern of the Polaris. It's broken open pretty hard here. Though, I mean, the Polaris will go dead in the water if those props fell off, but being in motion doesn't really do anything against the Polaris. It's friggin' homing mortars. Altitude fuses, it looks like, because even when they don't hit, they seem to detonate. Or maybe timed fuses. Timed fuses would probably work just as well with these. Polaris is not putting up with shenanigans this time. The Spirit is not pulling off the same sort of thing it did in round one. At this rate, the Polaris has a good chance of pulling off a perfect score this round. Poor Spirit is just a burnt out wreck. You can see Polaris is at 100% HP. It is undamaged at the moment. Oh, and the Spirit is too damaged again. Oh, it gets one last shot off. Manages to ruin the Polaris's perfect score with it. Oh, that's pretty funny. But really, is 0.1 points going to be that big of a difference for this ship? Probably not. Polaris is definitely one of the strongest ships in the tournament. I fully expect it to be up there in the rankings when this is all said and done. Alright, but here we go, round 3. See if the Spirit can pull off what it did in the second round with its guns surviving for a long, long time. Managing to actually inflict a bit of damage on the Polaris. Made it run out of materials and got it down like 8% health. Like I said, like landing these shots early on, potentially taking out some guns, really good, but Polaris has some pretty thick reinforced wood armor there. I mean, guns like the Spirits can definitely get in if they get a nice broadside strike. But if they're hitting the top of the deck at a shallow angle, or if the Polaris isn't facing broadside, it can make it very difficult to penetrate this armor. I mean, look at that That hit. It got in there. And those hits, see how deep that's getting in there? That is not doing insignificant damage. But one shell landing good like that just is not enough to penetrate it and really do a whole lot. But it does look like, well, it does look like these front guns might be, no, they're just off to the side. But the Polaris is not an easy ship to damage. And even when you do get good damage in on it, it's got a ton of materials to repair with. Doggo agrees. Hi, Ellie. Come here. Okay. I gotta get back to casting. No more scritchies. I love how these, like, cargo containers just go flying whenever they get destroyed. It's amusing to watch. Let's see how the Spirit is doing on guns. This forward turret, I think it's just out of its firing arc. Which is probably bad news because the stern is gone. The Spirit can't really maneuver to bring that gun back online. Yeah, both front guns are out of their firing arcs right now. And the barrage just continues. Continues and continues and continues. Oh man, the Spirit something lost a lot of HP. I just looked at it a minute ago and it was like 80%. Now it's all the way beneath 70. Well, it had a turret pop off, so that's part of it. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. A little tickle that won't go away. Yeah, it looks like round one might be the Spirit's best round. It is not managing a repeat performance here. I can't even tell what is the front and what is the back anymore. I think this was the rear. I think this was the rear of the Spirit, and this was the bow, I think. I'm not sure. The thing is so badly beaten, I can't even tell anymore. Oh, and it's 2 damage again. Oh, and it's also despawning. So that is the end of the match. The 99.8 for the Polaris. And hey, I mean, it kept the Spirit kept the Polaris from getting a perfect score. I suppose that's something. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the battlefield.